Good morning, afternoon, everyone, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining in, and welcome back to our third webinar series, In the Know with Our Experts. I'm Dor Schwartz, Global Product Manager at Netafim. Our topic for today's webinar is Filters are the drip system superheroes. In this webinar, Barak Azaria, Netafim's Filters and Water Treatment Global Product Manager, will tell us all there is to know about why filters are crucial in an irrigation system, which filter is best for a specific application, and he will take us on a tour of Netafim Filters portfolio. Feel free to ask questions via the Q&A tab during the presentation, and we'll address them after the presentation. So sit tight and let's begin. Barak, please take the stage.
Thank you, Dor, for the introduction. Allow me just 1 minute to load our presentation for today. Okay, so welcome and thank you for joining today. So just briefly about our agenda to elaborate those introductions. So we will spare some minutes to talk about filtration basics and how we design the system in general principles. And then we will drill down to our portfolio, to our main offering in our portfolio, and we will talk about or summarize the superiority of our filtration portfolio. So in filtration basics, the first parameter when we choose our filtration system or filtration method would be the water quality or the source of the water that we're using. So as we know today, the water allocations due to water stress over the world cause us to use water quality that's going worse and worse with time. And this is oblige us to treat the water, to filter the water before they will get to our end equipment or to our application. Another topic that also affect our filtration decision would be the fact that today we are using more and more low flow irrigation method, meaning that the water passages or the space to water to pass is narrower, and then we will need the water to be more and more filtered and clean. And those two will affect significantly on the way that we're choosing our filtration solution. So an important thing to remember about filter. So filter is the only component or the main component that if it will be misoperated or chosen not wisely, it will affect directly on our yield and on our irrigation efficiency. Meaning if filter gets clogged too fast or it doesn't filter to the resolution that we need, our drippers, our sprinkler, or any equipment that we are using to irrigate will not provide the requirement that we defined it for. So this is our main motto today. And as Netafim for the past year has established a filtration company inside Netafim, we are today in a position that we need to know what is the water quality and what are you irrigating with, basically, and we can provide the solution using our very, very wide filters offering. So if we will divide our portfolio into two main technologies, so we have four leading technology that we offer, and those are the main common in filtration in general. So we have sand filter or media filters, we have disc filters, and those defined as depth filtration solution. Then we have the screen filters, and we have hydrocyclones for application that contain sand, and we will drill to each one of those in specific to the product that we offer in each category. So before going into the product, just in general to understand how we choose the right solution. So the first thing that we need to know is what is our water source, and in the water source we need to know also the quality and the content of sediments. But this is the first thing that we need to share to help us define the right solution. So we can have two or more, but this is like basically the edges. So we have like an average quality, which is the main or the common or the middle situation, and then we have the poor quality water, and each one of the two can change our decision. Now, when we know the water quality, we need to understand which equipment will be used for irrigation. So each solution can change our decision, meaning if we use single-use dripper lines, we can go to screen filtration or disc filtration if we're talking about average water quality. In poor quality, it will be more depth filtration like disc solution. And if we're going to multi-season, for example, in poor quality, then um, we need a gravel solution which is more robust and can handle other type of sediments. And if we're talking about micro sprinklers or open sprinklers where the water passage are more wide, then we have more tolerance, so we can use screens or disc filtration in a bad quality water quality. So once you see this decision making scheme, I would like to share one question, multiple choice question for you, to see that if you manage to get to understand the principle here. So I will give you 1 minute to answer the question, and then we can discuss it further. So 1 minute from now, choose the right answer for per your decision or understanding, and then we will discuss the right answer. Okay, so thank you for answering the question and participating. So as most of you answered, the right answer is for multi-season dripper line. In poor quality water, we will choose either alpha disc or sandstone, which alpha disc is a disc filtration and sandstone is a media. And the major reason is that in poor quality water, which we could have sediments like biological sediments or organic sediments, screen filters mainly will struggle to handle with them, so we will need a depth filtration. Second thing, in multi-season, since we will use this equipment for many seasons, and we don't want the equipment to be clogged after a short time, we will invest more in our filtration solution, and that's the reason that we will choose one of the two. In well water, for example, which we are in a better shape because it mainly could be rainwater, we can use screen filter, or if we have silt, for example, which is more tend to stick on the filtration element, we will rather media filter. But important thing to remember, and we will discuss this further later, in well water, we also very commonly find sand, and unfortunately, sand cannot be handled by most of the disc filtration solution. And therefore, we will add usually hydrocyclone to protect the filtration, or in pivots on open field, we will add it to prevent sand from get to the irrigation equipment. Water with chemicals can be more challenging, and usually filtration by itself will not be enough. So In this case, we will need to use chemical treatment, either oxidation and chlorine, in addition to the filtration, prior to the filtration usually. And this is part of a water treatment solution in case that you can provide water analysis with chemical content. We will be able also to recommend on a proper chemical treatment. So based on the scheme that I just presented, we can say that we offer a wide range of solutions, and the decision will be on the water quality and the equipment, and this should be the most or the leading decision when we are choosing our filtration solution. Once the equipment was delivered, installed, or we have an existing filtration solution that we want to examine if it fits our situation, we can also provide experimental equipment to test whether we chose the right solution. So the first one will be the clogging capacity meter. This is a very simple equipment. So basically, we have a small filtration where we see the valve, small filter of 200 micron, and we have a DP, some sort of a DP measuring device. So the method is very simple. First, we connect the small filter before our main filter, and then we can measure the DP. It measures the DP by time. We see in this example, and we use it on disk filter. Before the filter, we have reached the 5 meter of DP, which is usually the backwash trigger. After 11 minutes, which is a very, very short time, meaning that the water was very dirty and should be treated. After the filter, we got to 0.1 meter, which is very, very low DP, after 1.5 hours, meaning that our filtration solution is working properly. The water after the filter are in a good position, and this is what this tool provides. It helps us to be more secure on our decision. Secondly, we have another gauge that it's used mainly or mainly when we have a concern about sand content in the water, and then we want to decide whether to add a hydrocyclone before the filtration or not to add. And the way it works, it mainly works like a cyclone. It filters the sands out of the water by circulating the water and throwing the sand out. And then we just measure the amount of sand in the water. We have a rough number of 50 ppm, which above this number, we will need to add a hydrocyclone to the system. And this tool also, we will happy to take the decision, and it's also available. Both equipment can be provided per order, and they are available. So when we're going for the design of the system, we have another parameter that are also related to the efficiency of filtration. So as we say, we need to understand what equipment we have, but we also need to know the flow rate. The filter, when we design a filtration system, each filter can handle a certain volume of water. So for this example, we have, initially we put one filter to the system, which can handle 150 cubic meters an hour. Then at some point we understood that the load is too much, and the backflush is happening every hour. So we have decided to add another filter, the same filter that can handle another 150 cubic meters an hour. So basically we double the numbers of filter, we double the filtration area. Now, for this one, I have another question for you that I will share. And the question is, what will be the filtration interval now? So I will give you a minute to try and answer this question as well, and then we can discuss the answer. So the answer is at your screens right now. Okay, I can see that most of you answer right, but there were some that made the common mistake. So I'll explain. When we are doubling the filtration area or the number of filters, we are doubling the filtration area, and the common sense says, okay, if the backflash will be every hour, it will be 2 hours. We have multiplied the filters, we will multiply the backflash. So that's the common mistakes. So the answer is that we will quadruply, we will increase by 4 the backflash interval, meaning that if it was every 1 hour, it will be every 4 hours. And the reason is that we also we have increased by 2 times the filtration area, but the layout will be divided by 2 filters, meaning that the numbers of particles that reaching each filter will be reduced by 2. And this is the reason that the backflash interval will be improved 4 times and not 2 times. So that's just one of the filtration basics that I thought it will be nice to understand and know. And now we can drill down to our portfolio, and after we discuss some of the background. So we'll decide with our disk filtration offering. Disk filtration, as I said, it's a depth filtration. Our main product in this portfolio is the Alpha Disk, and I will go a little bit into the product. So the first thing that we have when the Alpha Disk was developed was talking about modularity. Compared to the legacy product that you know from the market, the Alpha Disk is different. First of all, we have a solution for low flows, which is the single units, as you can see here. And it also allows flexibility when we look now at the full portfolio, and we see that the flow rate that we can handle with the same unit, just in a different layouts. We're talking about if we have like a short spine or 2-inch spine unit or 4-inch, those can be combined to system and then be more punctuate and accurate on the filtration, on the flow rates that we offer. Another thing that we offer here is also part of what we know in the legacy, and those are the inlet Alpha Disk Apollo system that can be built into arrays. We have a modular units of 4 and 3 units that provide this flow rate, but can be built to flow rate at up to 1,000 cubic meters an hour in an inline array. And if there are space constraints, we also can use the stacked unit, and those are built top down and consume less space. So basically, our portfolio in terms of footprint is very efficient, and it can cover any demand that you have. As for improvement or added value, so we have you can see here on the right side the visual of the disk. So it's depth filtration, meaning that the water are not going directly into the filtration element. So we have a better holding capacity ability, but we have also improved the disk structure itself. By adding more grooves, we have increased the holder capacity by by a significant amount in ability compared to other disk filters in the market. So it will improve, beside of the dirt holding capacity, the protection on the irrigation system and the maintenance on the filter and the backflush interval are much better than other solution. As for the backflush itself, so if you can see on the right, the backflush scheme of the Alpha Disc. So on the Alpha Disc, compared to other products, as you know, in the market, we don't have a backflush valve at the end of each pod. The system works with pistons. Pistons for each element of the filter, meaning that single unit is enough to operate by itself because it has the ability to wash itself, meaning that what pod is filtering, the other one is a backwash, providing clean water to the backwash, and then they switch. And this is beside of the efficiency and the footprint on the system, we allow 50% lower backflush, and this is significant energy wise, and in the design of the system, it has a significant contribution. Another thing is the head loss. The fact that we don't have a diaphragm, we don't have a valve in the filtration system, the head loss is improved by 80% compared to others. We can see the graph on the right, and it has a major impact on the cost when you plan the system, and afterward on the irrigation uniformity, obviously. As for the controller, so we have two controllers on the Alpha Disc. We have the BLE, which is the rounded design, and the smaller one, it's destined for a single unit, as it has only two outputs, and is operated by Netafim application with Bluetooth connection. And for a larger system, up to 12 outputs, we offer the CLD. The CLD has also Bluetooth connection, but can also be connected from the computer and from distance, meaning that you don't need to be at the plot to monitor the filter performance. And it's so 100% control as you have in the Bluetooth from distance using a SIM card and a cloud connection. Both of them IP65 protected from humidity, and Netafim application, one for the CLD and one for the BLE, available at the app stores of your mobile phone. So comparing our disk filtration solution to competitors, so one of the tests that were made was on the accumulated DP. So in the same time interval, we have checked the DP on the safety screen or the secondary screen, and we see that our disk filtration, our disk filter, has 7 times better protection than the competitor. And as you can see, we got to 0.3 bar in the competition compared to 0.04 in our disk, and this is a very strong certificate for the ability of the product. Another thing is the interval. As you can see on the red curve, our disk filtration, for this case, the Apollo, which has similar spines to the Alpha Disc, has shown better interval than the competitor in blue. You see how the DP is rising in a very constant and close gaps. And this is another thing for efficiency and water consumption of the system. Last thing would be the efficiency of the holding of the filter. Here you can see two tanks with the backflush water. You can see that our product, the water are much dirtier, meaning that we have hauled and cut much more dirt than the other filter. and the water speaks for themselves in this case. So just to summarize the alpha disk, so we have better protection, we have a long-lasting product and a long-lasting system, clever and unique design that is not similar to any other product in the market, and we have the cost efficiency for the product and for the system at the end. So the next product segment will be the media filters. In the media filters, so we offer our Sandstorm. We have our own product range, Netafim branded Sandstorm that was designed in-house in Netafim. We have many advantages from the carbon and the coating of the tank to the 5 years warranty that we provide as a guarantee, UV and corrosion protection for the tanks and the system, and very modular system with mountain rigs, diameters from 12-inch to 48 on a very wide range, and the service ports that are increased here to provide easier maintenance. And media today is those advantages for media filtration, which is getting more and more common today with the water quality, is very important. So as a leading depth filtration solution, those advantages are very, very important. So if we take just our tank, our media tanks, so we have two options. The more common one today is the double chamber, which in the double chamber we have the mushroom spread on a plate before the water gets into the outlet after filtration, and all above the mushrooms will be our media, whether it's basalt, silica 16, or any other solutions that's suitable to the needed water filtration. On the other hand, we have the single chamber. The single chamber has the distribution what we call flutes or diffusers, and those sits on a plastic distributor at the bottom of the tank. This is, I would say, the common solution in certain territories in the world or countries in the world that are prefer this solution. But in terms of performance, there isn't any difference beside of the design and the convenience of the maintenance. Another advantage that it's important to know about our media filtration offering is that beside of the tanks that we offer and we have designed, we also are designing the entire system, including the manifold system and other accessories, meaning that if there is a requirement for a media filtration solution, we can provide the full design based on the required system size on the flow rate, based on the allowed velocity, if we know the water quality and what we need to filter. So we will provide the solution from the design or what we call a pre-sale, and also after service with spare parts and maintenance and maintenance equipment or parts. So we will provide the full solution for this system range, part of the product. So novelties in the Sandstorm, new product that will be available soon. So we will provide high media tanks, starting with 40-inch tank that will be used, can be used for very fine filtration. If we're talking about height of the media bed in the standard tanks of 40 centimeters, here we have 1 meter of media. So we have a deeper filtration, and we can handle water that are in a very poor quality. So this will be available soon. Another two new product will be new diameter, 43 and 60-inch. The 43 is already available. The 60 will be available soon, and this is to be more accurate when we build the system. We have more flexibility in terms of flow rate when we added those middle diameters. Another product that sits inside the Sandstorm in the Sandstorm offering is the Sandstorm NC, or non-corrosive. Those are plastic tanks, PN6, with the same coating protection as we have in the metal, but since the system, including the manifolds, is offered with polymeric material, meaning that if we have corrosive water and we have a concern that the metal system will suffer from corrosion in short time, this system is recommended, and it's also available. We have 36 and 48-inch tank, and same as the metal systems, we can provide the design and the required system size per your requirements. So next technology is the screen guard. The screen guard is our screen filtration product range. We have many advantages in the product as well, since it's also Netafim in-house developed. So we have worked very, very thoroughly on developing the best screen element, which is the main part of this filter. So we have created a very large screen area, and we declare, if you will look into the portfolio and the data sheet, we are declaring on the efficient filtration area, on the actual filtration area, meaning the area in square centimeters that you see is the actual area that does the filter and not the full element, as others declare. We also designed a specific weaving method called SPW with special material for the wires, in order that our screen element will be able to hold for longer. As we know, one of the common issues with screen filter is that when they get loaded with dirt with time, the screen tend to collapse. So by this improvement, we are providing a long-lasting screen that can hold longer and will be not being replaced after 1 or 2 seasons. Same here as in the media system. So we provide high-quality carbon with a 2 layers coating to protect from UV and corrosion. Non-corrosive materials on the cap and on the backflash mechanism. We offer also horizontal for higher flows and vertical settings. Multiple filtration area from 80 microns up to 1,000 microns are available when we have open SKU to offer. And another feature that is very unique here is that we have an internal valve. That means that the filter will never going to continuous backflash, as we know that screen filters used to do. Once there is a failure and the backflash doesn't work properly, the filter can go into continuous backflash. In this case, the internal valve will go into a single backflash, and then it will stop there wouldn't be a chain of backflashes as other filters that you know. So this is just to demonstrate the weaving of the screen. So on the right, you can see the WSP compared to other methods. So you can see how we're straightening the wires and creating a stronger robustness for the screen element. So this is the structure of the vertical, for example. So we will provide the full filter assembly with our Netafim Bluetooth controller. The controller has 3 outputs, meaning that you can control up to 3 filters. We can control the filter and pressure sustaining valve if needed. And we have our Netafim application, SG application, to operate from the Bluetooth application in our phone and do the settings of the filter. Here on the top side of the filter, you can see the backlash mechanism, and this is like the feature that I described as the one of the important of preventing the continuous backlash. So this is the way it works. It operates once there is the pressure. It operates the backflash mechanism, and the nozzle start to work. And once the cycle is over, this internal valve will always go back to the initial position, and the backflash will cease from happening. So some demonstration of installation. So we can see on the right and the left. So we have horizontal installation, on the middle vertical. Very easy to install. We also, by the way, if needed, we can also provide the adapter for the manifold if we have requirements. So in terms of installation, very user friendly. So on our screen filtration, we can also offer manuals. Those are used mainly as secondary, but in some application, when automatic backflash is not needed, those are also available. Diameters from 1.5 to 8 inch. We have also the inlet settings and the angle settings. Those are PN10 product with all the connection available with the same screen element standard as you saw in the automatic screen. For polymeric solution or plastic manuals, we offer also, we have the manual plastic screen guard and the semi-automatic on the upper of the illustration on the upper illustration. So here we have diameters from 2 inch to 6 inch. But we can also offer lower, like 1.5 and 3/4 per request. As for the semi-automatic, so we have a conversion kit, meaning that if you purchase at some point manual screen guard the plastic filter, you can convert, in case of need, you can convert it to semi-automatic. So this is available as well. As for the connection, so we offer thread connection for the small diameter, either BSP or NPT on required countries. And for the flanges are suitable for every type of connection. We're talking about universal flange, meaning if it's ANSI or ISO connection or BSTD, those connections can fit all. And so we don't need to distinguish between SKU like other metal products. Another product that falls into the screen range is the pre-pump filter or pre-pump stainer, as you know. This is a filter that basically sits in the reservoir or in the water source before the pump, and its main job is to protect the pump from raw sediments. So the filtration grades are high. We're talking about 1,200 microns or 2,400, and this is just the initial protection. It will require, obviously, a filter after the pump to protect the irrigation equipment. And the way we connect it, basically connect the strainer after the pump, so it get pressure into the nipple below the flange. And this pressure basically activates the nozzles, and it washes the screen in a constant manner, meaning as long as we irrigate, it washes the screen and protect the pump. So we have this product available from 2 inch up to 10 inch. On special requirements, we also provided the diameter up to 16 inch. And we have obviously all the required, all the common connection standards. So novelties on our screen offerings, we'll have the screen guard semi-automatic available also in metals. Same here, we will provide a conversion kit. If you bought what we call the V2 manual screen guard, you can order the conversion kit and turn it into semi-automatic in case of need. Those are already available. We will share the notice and the data sheet in the next couple of weeks. And soon enough, we also will have the circulating filter or the circulating filter of ScreenGuard. It will be available just in the inline because of the method, which is basically causing a helix to separate sand and other heavy sediments from the water and then being relieved from the exhaust on the bottom. Also here, we will provide conversion kit. If you have a ScreenGuard manual inline that you want to convert from version 2, that you want to convert to circulating filter, we can provide just the conversion kit, and you can make the change on field or in storage. So last one on our portfolio is the hydrocyclone. The hydrocyclone is, as I said before, it's usually a primary filtration when we have a sand. We add it after the reservoir before the main filter system to protect the system. As I said, more than 50 ppm and up of sand in the water. This is a mandatory thing to add to protect the filtration, because sand has a tendency to cause a fast wear and tear in the system, and also the filter cannot always 100% filter the sand. So when it gets to the filter, it can cause clogging very fast. So we offer them from 2-inch up to 8-inch. We have several volumes of sedimentation tank to offer on each diameter. And as for novelty on this one, we starting from the end of the month, we will also add to the portfolio small diameters for lower flow rates up to 10 cubic meters an hour. We're talking about diameters from 3/4 up to 1.5, with small volume of sedimentation tank that's suitable for these diameters. It will be currently up to 2.5 liters. So there will be a notice, and this will be also added to the current hydrocyclones data sheet. Another thing that it's good to know that we have our filtration literature available for every product, meaning from data sheets with all the parameters of the product, from logistic to technological, and also installation manuals for all the systems with troubleshooting and everything that you need to know on the product after you install it. So those are available per request, and also on the Netafim Knowledge Center and website. So another thing that I wanted to present to you, and this is our filter config application. So in a lot of cases, we are getting requests to define the system. So we thought that it would be huge efficient for our customer to be able to define the system by themselves, or have automatic 24/7 ability to define the system. So the filter config is a web application. It's available on your PC and mobiles. And the way it works, that it basically asks all the questions that I or any filtration expert in Netafim will ask you when you want to define the system, meaning from the flow rate to the pressure to the used irrigation equipment in the field, water source, and at the end of this process, which is taking basically a few minutes if you have all the data, you will receive few recommendations, including system designs that are suitable for the parameters that you have described, the working condition that we can see at the head of the report. So this one is available. The link is on the filtration catalog, and if there is a need to share it, I can share it after this session. So just to summarize our superiority, so we have a media and disk and screen filters, which are our main applications. We were talking about the UV protection and the coating on our metal systems and our modular designs, easy installation they provide. On the screen, we have our unique weaving of the screen and the large filtration area, and those advantages can help us provide the following advantages in our filtration portfolio from the vast type of filtration solution to provide the optimal solution based on our knowledge and expertise, the high standard that we use on our product, um, and the support afterwards and with our warranty. And at the end, you are getting a robust product with a lot of expertise and warranty period. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Barak, very much for the great presentation. I learned a lot, and I hope you all did too. Before we jumping into the Q&A, as Barak said, we invite you all to visit netafim.com website to see more illustration, more marketing, how-to videos. Those information and videos can be super useful for you. We didn't have enough time to view it during the webinar, but you're more than welcome to visit after the presentation. We received a lot of questions. We won't have time to answer all of them. So for those of you who won't get answer in the presentation, we will send offline. But just to go over the most common ones. So the first questions we received was what is the or which filtration technology is recommended as a secondary for media?
Okay, thanks, Dov, for the question. It's a good question. It's pretty common. There isn't a one solution that would work, but we recommend cost-wise and efficiency-wise on usually on manual screen filter because we know that media is usually the more efficient with higher filtration ability. So we are relying on the filtration of the media. So we want the secondary mainly to protect failure from the media, meaning if we have a broken mushroom at the bottom and we have a gravel running to the outlet, so we would like to have the screen mainly to protect from gravel to run to the rest of the system. So it's mainly for control. So our recommendation, and you will see it on design, we usually add a secondary manual screen filter at the end of the system, media system.
That's clear. Thank you, Barak. And what type of gravel we use in media?
So the common gravel, as a standard, we use basalt. If we need a finer filtration, and those are on our specific demand, so we also offer silica 16 or what we call quartz. And for very, very finer filtration, we also using sometimes AFM, which is shredded glass, or if we need chemical treatment, so we use catalytic sand, but the common today is basalt.
Great. Another question that we received from multiple participants is when do we need to use hydrocyclones? I know you touched it, but let's emphasize.
Okay, so the recommended quantity of sand in the water is 50 ppm when you measure the quantity of sand compared to the volume of water. And from this level of sand, it is very important to add the hydrocyclone at the beginning of the system.
Clear, more than clear. Thank you very much. Let's take this one as the last question for this session. What is the preferable filtration solution for biological sediments?
So for biological sediments, since screen usually cannot handle it because they have a tendency to change their shape, and by the impact from the screen, sometimes they change their size and they can go through. If it's 130 micron and they get smaller, so they will get through. With screen, which is also mechanical filtration, we also have this risk, although it's depth filtration. Therefore, the recommendation usually is media, and it's mainly because media filters, the gravel has the ability not just to filter or to hold the biological sediment, but it also absorbs them, meaning they stick to the gravel, and then we are lowering the risk from the biological sediments to get at the end to the drippers.
Okay, thank you very much, Barak. And thank you all for your attention during this webinar. See you next time for another great live presentation.
Thank you.